Hey y'all, sorry I'm a little bit late. I gotta bear with me. I'm on the road again. Um, but we're here. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how productive I'm gonna be in this conversation. Cause I have nothing but cackles, giggles, if you will, y'all, for what was episode 5 from season 6 of All American. But let's just check in. Y'all drop y'all's ratings, y'all's thoughts and all of that in the chat. Let me just make sure we're good to go. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Are we cool, De La? Are we good with sound, y'all? Let me know. Let me get a water. While y'all let me know if we're good with sound. Actually, let me grab my phone to double check on my end. Hey, Tamara. Welcome in, boo. Hey, Jada Not Famous. Welcome to the membership. Hey, Mrs. Science. Shout out to our moderator Dominic in the chat. Um, hey Erica James, welcome in, boo. Shout out to all the members. I appreciate y'all. The live reactions is up for the members to catch the replay. It was a very interesting watch. So if you weren't on with me live earlier, then you can go back and rewatch it. Hey John, you've been in my DMs talking about you cannot wait to talk about tonight's episode. So I know you about to cut up. Hey Kimberly Felder, welcome in, boo. Who else is in here? Child, you so messy. Good night. Welcome in. Good night, everybody. Alexandria. Oh, I gotta stop saying that in the beginning. So my dad is from St. Thomas, and like that's a greeting, but you know, here we be saying good night like goodbye. So anyway, hey Eric H, welcome in. Hey Tia. Hey Alana. Hey Money Green Tay. Hey Kofi. You giving it a 7.5, Kofi? Everybody can hear me okay? Am I too loud? Oh, I said I was going to check. I grabbed my phone and I didn't even check. So let me do that. Y'all continue to drop y'all's ratings and let me know so I don't have to hold this mic. It's a little weird. This setup. Me trying to go live on the go is always an interesting thing. Let me see. 1 second, y'all. Just bear with you this real quick. Y'all continue to drop y'all's ratings. I need to be here so I'm not under the little mask. So I love that. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna use my phone as well because watching the screen is a little bit hard, and I ain't got my little setup back in my house. Hey Shari P, welcome in, boo. I hope you have fun at Disney World. Hey Shakina, welcome in, honey. A 7.5. Ciao. Alexandra says the doe-eyed demon was in full effect since this episode, giving it a 7. um. Okay, cool. Y'all got me on the sound, Dominic. Thank you so much. Saxon gives it a 6. Money Green Tay gives it a 5.6. John gave it a solid 7. Lana gave it a 7.2. Jada Not Famous gave it a 7. Tamara gave it a 7. I can't. Okay. Yeah, y'all got some high ratings. I can't. Hey Micah. Hey Tripstar VPR. Hey Shoni. Hey Cendrika. Welcome in, boo. Erica James gives it an 8. Oh, they getting an 8? Let me see what happened today to give an 8. Your fave helped Goofy make a dumb decision for the roommate, and I was hollering at the screen like, these little Stepford couple, they are gonna, the moment they get these keys, they're gonna turn into something else. And then what did happen? What had happened? Exactly. Foolishness, tomfoolery, if you ask me. Jasmine gave it a 4. I can't. Y'all, I'm really just beside myself. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm really beside myself because I do not know what to do with Ashley. So all I can do right now at the thought of it is giggle because Spencer and Olivia, y'all's relationship is in danger, I fear. Am I the only one clocking that their relationship is in danger? Even with Spencer trying to do better and trying not to be angry and trying not to be selfish and trying not to be jealous, am I the only one clocking that their relationship is in danger? Y'all gotta let me know. Your live rating is laugh out loud. That's all I could give. Olivia Baker had me cackling this episode because, girl, why is this fine British man at your door? Why is he saying all the right things? Why does he know more about you and the current experience that you're having than your own man do? Why? Why? I just got so many questions. Ooh. Somebody says my Olivia is coming for Linus, I fear. Oh, not English Spencer. Micah says I don't care. Ashley is fine. Just a beautiful dark chocolate man with an accent. That's what I said. Well, listen, they already chose violence with making Ashley a boy, but I really figured that. I really figured that it was gonna be a male. So cool. But y'all have the nerve to go find a nice chocolatey, well-spoken one. Like you couldn't go find a little regular degular one. You couldn't go find one that was like inconsequential. You couldn't find one that you would have to squint real hard and like and close one eye to see the potential in them. You go and find one that's fine, articulate, like charismatic, and all of the potential is just jumping right off of him. Jumping right off of him. Diabolical behavior. That's what it's given. These writers did diabolical behavior. Uh Hyacinth gives it a 4. Okay. So aside from the introduction of Ashley, y'all, I wasn't really a fan of this episode. I really felt like the episode was very chaotic, which is very much so in line with the last episode. Like it's a bunch of things happening, and it's like they're trying to string together some storylines, but I don't know if they're not interesting or I just don't care, right? Like the propping Jordan up as like the pillar of moral superiority, right? And like him hopping on his pedestal and he's above Spencer because he's not selfish and he can clock that Spencer's being a selfish brat right now. Jordan Baker, like you probably came out the womb like this, unless Billy is the one who actually gave you all of these wounds that made you the selfish, narcissistic asshole that you have been thus far. Now that you have found your groove as the QB1, y'all have won some games, but y'all have lost this most recent one, and Spencer is being a little bit more vocal about how much y'all actually depend on him and how you need to put the ball in his hands. Don't use all of that now to try to play down the fact that you are the actual raging narcissist. You are the actual selfish person. When we first met you, sir, not only did you tell about Spencer's transfer to compromise his living situation and him actually being on the team, but you literally worked with Asher in an attempt to take down Spencer that cost your team. Like, and yes, Ashley took it a little bit too far and gave away plays or whatever, but like you have always been in that realm. So I really struggled, or at least started to struggle with this episode, y'all, because at the top, we get to see Spencer being more vocal. And yes, his actions and his words are very much so in line with you're being very selfish right now. But for them to take 3 episodes this season and try to paint this whole arc of like Spencer has never been a team player, he's just this selfish asshole that doesn't think about anybody else. It's just like, y'all going to need to take more time and build a bigger case because something else is going on, and it is him not being in Heisman consideration anymore. It is him declaring for the NFL and then that potentially like evaporating. And it's not an excuse for his behavior, but y'all are not going to get me to believe in 3 episodes that Spencer is not the superhero, the neighborhood superhero that he has been, the very selfless, self-sacrificing person that he has been, only because y'all want to push this narrative now that he's selfish and that Jordan is just so right and so great. Like, no. It's going to take way more than 3 episodes. It's going to take way more than a season for y'all to actually get me to believe this. And this is probably stuff that y'all should have been laying down the groundwork for last season, because I just don't buy it. I spent so much of the beginning of this episode like, this is unbelievable. Also, the football play that I got to see was unbelievable. But I don't know. It could just be me. I don't actually watch football, so I could just be like being hypercritical. But the game stuff that we was watching, I was like, Jordan is moving hella slow. Like, this looks very fake and very choreographed. I was almost checked out from the very beginning of the episode. Um, why does he have your address? We're gonna talk about Ashley. Like I said, it's not gonna lie, this episode reminded me of season 5. Olivia being a menace and Spencer getting the short end of the stick. Couldn't do anything but laugh because she ain't changed one bit. Y'all, they spent 2 solid episodes pushing this Olivia has changed propaganda, only to give us 3 of be like, psych, psych. Um, Alexander says I was gonna say maybe he has a girlfriend, but when has that stopped Olivia? Ooh, ooh. Hey, Rashina. Welcome in, boo. Do y'all want to talk about Ashley first? I was gonna go in order the episode, but it seemed like y'all want to talk about Ashley first, which I'm down because that's literally Ashley's introduction was the most interesting thing of the whole episode. Sorry, P says Jordan calling someone selfish is comical. It is literally comical. Spencer would have to do so much for me to even bat an eye at Jordan being the one to like pull his coattails about being selfish. Similar to how I didn't buy when last season when they had Olivia being the person the dang on leader in the sobriety conversation and like checking JJ. I'm like, girl, somebody else need to tell him that he gets you drunk, not you. You ain't gonna be the one to do that for me, because no. Mr. Science says everyone is playing Spencer. He needs to move away from the whole vortex. Child, that's clearly not gonna happen. We've been saying that for how long? Fix it. What was that? Oh, it came through late. Dominic, I'm sorry, just saw your DM on Discord. Hey, Allie, Nick, welcome in, boo. Opie says, I hope Ashley gay. Ashley is not gay. Ashley is not gay. They did not drop not a hint of that. He a little clean, a little metro, but it's not giving gay, babes. But Kofi said, I hope Ashley gay because this could be a potential problem. I need to know his motives before I decide to like him because the dude flew 5,000 miles to be with Olivia. That Cody Spencer was calm and cool. I can't. I can't. Saxon says the writers are bored at this point. Ooh, ooh. Adriana, hey boo, welcome in. Says Jordan starting to feel himself a little bit too much. It's going to come back to bite him. It is. And I feel like they're just really not doing a great job of pacing, honestly. Some of these story elements could really work if they gave themselves time to build it in, to build up, and to let it happen like crescendo, and then to like have a refractory period or a calming down period. But so much, I feel like they're just trying to throw very quickly at us. And it's like, we've already watch 5 seasons of this show. You're not going to be able to get much past this particular type of audience, because we've been a very committed, loyal audience. We've been paying attention. We've been rewatching the series. Like, I can't even tell you how many rewatches I hosted with y'all. They don't even count the amount of times that I have actually rewatched the show on my own. So for me, yes, the creatives behind the show own the IP and own the story, but also you got to give a little bit of credit and like take heed to the experience that your audience is having, especially if they are engaged the way that we are, because we also know these characters really well. We know what you gave us. So like it's one thing to pivot and to try to go a different way, but you're going to have to give us some type of reasoning, some type of character development, some type of character story arcs that line up with where you're trying to go. You cannot just plop stuff here. Like Spencer is not magically going to be the selfish Negro who could never care about a team. This boy didn't even graduate with his school. Like he got his certificate but wasn't able to participate in graduation because he was so loyal to a teammate. Like let's be for real. And Jordan, because he gets Coach Snake in the grass to buy into him and to like him, now all of a sudden he's on the straight and narrow. So you mean to tell me all Jordan needed this whole time was somebody to believe in him? Meanwhile, he's had his grandfather, he had moments with his dad, and he still seems to waywardly go back to where he was. Like this is not who Jordan is. Jordan gets with people and then he pretends. He pretends very well. And at some point, y'all gonna have to figure out how to make some type of growth actually stick to him, or else his character can honestly go because he's doing nothing. Like Jordan will show that he knows better, and then once that person that's tied to that particular part of this growth leaves his life or moves in a different direction, or he becomes uninterested in, he decides to go back to the little narcissistic, spoiled, biracial Beverly Hills boy that he has always been, and is so tired and late. Watching Jordan trying to check Spencer in this episode, I was just like, even when you're right? Like as a QB, cool. On the field, Spencer was tripping, but I still cannot actually get on board with Jordan because of who he is. His character is not right. His heart posture is never right. And he's using this particular moment to have one up on Spencer because all he ever wanted in his hopes and his dreams was to have one up on Spencer James, who he met 4 years ago. Like, I can't. Oh, this is only showing me top messages. Let me switch back to live all messages. Okay. There we go. Because I'm like, why am I not seeing everything? Um, Mrs. Science says Smith and Olivia are Grace and Billy all over. It will not make it over the finish line. Hell, I mean, I feel like they gave us them too soon. So it's giving they're not actually in game because this is not the end and their asses are together and people have been fighting for it. And I have been saying that for the last 3 seasons, but nobody wanted to hear me though. I totally get that correlation. I could totally see how Olivia and Spencer are destined to be Grace and Billy. You never met a Jada Not Famous. You never met a male Ashley before. I've met male Ashleys before. It wasn't her line. Ashley definitely made the episode interesting. Kimberly Felder. All right. Layla using sex as her new meds. Child, you so messy. You clocking it. Cause also, girl, like, and then see, this is also where I struggle. We're gonna get to Ashley, but clearly I can't seem to let Jordan go right now. Um, for y'all to enter the episode and the show Layla trying to push up on Jordan, and Jordan just spent the last 4 episodes kicking his feet and screaming and throwing little tantrums because Layla's not paying enough attention to him. Basically, Layla's not having enough sex with him and looking at him. And then y'all open up this episode with her trying to get it on, and then he's just so focused and trying to find a roommate because that's what's most important. Meanwhile, up until this point, this season specifically, we have watched him throw everything to the wind over spending time and or sex with Layla. He was missing meetings. He told his coach he's gonna have to reschedule because of wedding stuff. And then threw tantrums because Layla is having a little kiki and a little cut a rug at Layla's with Ryan. But now all of a sudden he's laser focused. Y'all gonna have to pick a struggle. Which one is it gonna be? Is he hyper focused on Layla in this wedding, in this relationship, because he's never had anything of his own, and she loves him, and she wants, and he wants all of her focus, or is he gonna focus on being the coach's guy, or the second in command's guy, and focus on this football field? Which one is it? Because y'all can't make both of them work for me with the character that y'all have given us thus far with Jordan Baker. Child, you so messy since all of a sudden everyone can't stand Spencer, all because of the whack coach. Like, all of a sudden, y'all mean to tell me now everybody, like, he literally led y'all all last season to have a stellar season, but you couldn't actually compete at anything worthwhile because of the penalty tied to Garrett. And now, so he done 2 seasons of some hard stuff, put up numbers, did what he had to do, and now Coach Snake in the Grass comes in, plots with Jordan, who basically concedes to this goofy plan, and now everybody has turned on him immediately. Come on now. Kimberly Felder says she has not changed. Laugh out loud. Well, they never talked about why they broke up and tried to mend their issue. So this is what you get. The same thing over and over. I don't understand why Spencer mad. You don't understand why Spencer mad? I understand why Spencer mad, because he wants this girl so bad, and at every turn she's giving him reasons to see that they are not going to work out, or there's something better or different for her that she could be interested in, and that's hurting his little ego. I understand exactly why he's mad. Um, like I said, it's the fact that she really tried to act like she had any moral high ground to stand on, being like, "Oh, Spencer, I never said Ashley was a girl." Well, you ain't say he was a boy either. I can't. I don't understand why she hid the fact that Ashley was a guy. I don't think Spencer would have had a problem if they were friends. Spencer would have had a problem with them being friends. Yeah, Spencer's a jealous guy. Oh wait, it's on subscribe. Oh, okay, it should be on subscribe. Um, this was always going to be a problem. Whether she revealed it or not, it was always going to be a problem. I think the question right now is whether they would have dealt with this problem prior to, or when that man shows up at the door. And it would have been better for her to tip Spencer off so that he could, well, he didn't necessarily handle it bad, but he feels a lot more of a way. And if she would have told him, they could have had this whole moment with Spencer's jealousy prior to. Kobe said she should have said something about Ashley being a guy, but I give Spencer credit for keeping his cool because we saw how he was in the past, so I give him his props for growth. I don't know if it was actually growth or was him specifically getting triggered by her in this way at the same time that he's battling um his reputation shifting within the football space. So it really, like, Ashley really should just thank his team hating him and everybody calling him a selfish bastard. Because that's the only thing that has Spencer off of Ashley's behind. It's not actually that he's not a jealous lover. It's not actually that he doesn't have a problem with it. It's literally like he's hyper focused in this particular moment on not overreacting, on not centering himself, on not being what his teammates and Coop and Preach might have described thus far. If this would have happened any other time, I think that we would have seen a much more volatile Spencer. Now, to come, he may grow out of this, but this particular moment, I would not tack on for growth per se. I would say that it's the perfect storm in reference to circumstances that wind up benefiting him. Rashina says Spencer's doing too much. Like, boy, it's not that serious, dude. You and Olivia not gonna last. He thinks that they are, so that's why it's so serious. Um, I knew something was up with Olivia at the beginning of season 6. Like, to me, Spencer seems more in a moment than Olivia. When they have intimate scenes together, and now we know why. Apparently, y'all, I was literally watching, and again, members, go check out my live reactions because you will get to see me discover. You will get to see a lot of shock on my face as it pertains to Ashley. But anyway, um, I was like, Olivia has not been this happy this entire season. as we have seen her be happy with this boy at the door, with him pulling snacks out his bag, with them like having heart to heart conversations. It was the whole, you just, the way that you see me or see right through me, ma'am. And I knew, like, when we got to this particular part of the conversation on this live, I was like, I don't really know. Like, I'm still processing a lot of it, y'all, because y'all know I am team. Or if you have been watching my All American content thus far, you know I am team platonic love whenever possible. So I am not of the camp who don't believe that men and women can be friends. They can be friends. However, there are tells for people's true intentions and underlying things, and that actually matters. Like, context clues matter, and I don't actually believe that the stuff with Ashley right now is 100% platonic. And this is the brilliance of the writing for Ashley specifically within this episode, is that they did a great job of keeping it ambiguous. Like, he's just threatening enough to like make you question as an audience member, but also just friendly enough and just supportive enough to like want her to have that, and to like want to hope that it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're keeping us in a really nice gray area, so that there's so much more that can unravel and our minds can kind of go anywhere, which again, I think Ashley was the best part of this particular episode. um so yeah. Justine, oh hey boo, welcome in. It says two things are true. Spencer is being a little arrogant, but the coach is on some BS and doing him dirty. 100%. 100%. John says Kia might as well come back and support Spencer. Listen, I have been asking for that, but then they made Kia like one of Liv's best friends, so they ruined that. They could never spin the block then, because it would just be a whole bunch of girls backstabbing each other for the same raggedy penis. And no shade, Spencer, but you ain't worth that, honey. Not all for all of y'all to be doing it. No. Mm-mm. Jada Not Famous says Olivia and Jordan are on the same wavelength to me. They are a lot alike. A lot alike. Which can make sense because they are twins, right? Sergio, hey boo, welcome in, says, hey, my boy Spencer should just check Olivia on her not clearing up who Ashley is and just move on. But from a male perspective, keep your eyes on Ashley. I struggle with men talking about checking women, but that's probably because I have fallen into a whole little can of worms. I don't know, another word for like a deep dive into misogyny and the patriarchy. And I've been like consumed with the whole conversation on TikTok about women choosing a bear over a man in the woods. And yes, if you're wondering and you're on that part of TikTok as well, your girl Erica would choose the bear. You can actually go and watch my TikTok, and I actually have a video about it because I have a goofy ass man that's like harassing me in my neighborhood, so I no longer can walk in my neighborhood right now. But anyway, I struggle with the language of like Spencer should check Olivia. It's like, who is he to check her? They should have a conversation. They need to communicate, or he needs to communicate his feelings to her. But like, I would go back to like something that Kimberly Felder was like basically touching on with her comment earlier. Y'all have not really talked. Y'all haven't talked about expectations within this relationship. Livia was able to talk about what has changed for her and what she hopes to continue in reference to the changes. And then Spencer, you just said that you looking forward to getting to know every little bit, piece, inch, mile, whatever of her. You have yet to communicate the things that were not working in y'all previous relationship. You have not communicated what was missing in y'all long distance relationship. You ain't done none of that. So like, things don't just work just because you kind of hope and wish and set up a prayer for them to work. So part of this is, yes, Olivia should have revealed the gender of Ashley, but then also part of this is Spencer creating an environment within a relationship where she really didn't even have to, because he has yet to communicate any type of expectations on Olivia for the relationship, and not even like unreasonable expectations, but like communicate what he needs in the relationship, all because he's so worried about losing her. Well, sir, you didn't set your standards. You didn't set your boundaries. You didn't communicate any of these things. So certain things are playing out in your relationship and it's feeling like you have no control over, but you also did not attempt to set up anything that would allow for you to have a relationship that you're a little bit more in control of. So don't come and try to check her now when you weren't trying to communicate openly and honestly about boundary standards and expectations beforehand. That's not how this works. So, men, less worried about checking women and more worried about communicating honestly from your truth of your feelings and your lived experiences. And we could come to some type of something from there. How about that? But no shade, Sergio. Charles, you so messy says lying by omission is a damn lie. Like Olivia, please. She has time to be in everybody's business, but not enough to correct him or anyone else this whole time calling Ashley a girl. Points were made, child. Points were made. Oh, I scrolled up too far. Like I said, it's not for real. I don't know what was in those pills, but ever since she got off of them, girls been horny. Ooh. She also just been a little bit more feisty. She's been a little bit more honest and like she's been able to emotionally go to different sides, like, you know, more further extremes. So things are just coming out a little bit differently. Kobe says, aside from that, Olivia has not annoyed me so far in season 6. I believe she's gonna be loyal. Ashley, however, I have to find out what his motives are. Does he like her and want to pursue her romantically? I don't know that for sure, but I'm not even gonna hold you. I low key kind of wish that that's what's going to happen because I think that that's going to be the most interesting thing for all the characters involved, and I think it's going to test her changing. And I think that it's going to be interesting because if there is some type of romantic arc that could happen between her and Ashley, this will be the first romantic interest that she's had that has come completely unencumbered with no extra drama, with no extra mess. This man has gotten to know you, not who you were pretending to be, and likes you. You know what I'm saying? Quiet as kept, Bolivians. I ain't trying to get on y'all's bad side, but I'm going to try to not always, I'm not going to try. I'm going to always speak the truth. Spencer wanted to save Olivia. Yes, there was something there, you know, aesthetically, and she's cute. But like, I think a part of what drew him in was saving her. A part of what drew Asher in was like running from Layla, and then like the access and ability of it, right? I think that Chris liked Olivia, but she was also pretending to be something different and pretending to be this girl who she wasn't actually. And then also some of that was tied to like Spencer, and she really liked Spencer, but she really likes me too. And like, if I get this, is this a one up on Spencer? Like, Ashley would be the first male that feels like it don't come with no baggage, no extra, no asterisk, no nothing. And I kind of low key want that for her. And then also I kind of low key want her to choose somebody else so that Spencer can realize that she has chosen other people over you time and time again. And at some point you're going to choose yourself. So I want God to continue, and God by way of the writers for this particular universe, to do like what happens in real life, of like keep putting you in a circumstance until you learn a damn lesson. But I can be a little messy. Erica, but Spencer seemed more mature. More mature than who? Who's Spencer more mature than, Jalen? Please let me know. The choir said this is not Spencer's fault, it's Liv's fault. She didn't mention Ashley's gender to Spencer so much to say Spencer is the love of your life. You post to tell your love everything. Are you? Are you? I'm about to go left. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're supposed to be honest with your love, but I also don't think that we owe everybody in our lives that we love everything at every given point. Yes, she should have communicated the gender, but when you say everything, that's speaking in absolutes, and there's some things that you don't actually owe everybody. I think Olivia and Ashley could make a great couple. It depends. Shout out to you, Rashina. Say the thing, honey. Say the thing. Kimberly Felder says, when Coop said Lil Idris Elba, I hollered. Me too. I hollered. It's that he don't know how long he's staying for me. John said they definitely had cuddle therapy in London. Kia needs to come back. I don't want them to drag Kia through the mud behind that. Kofi says my Olivia is coded. Like, what guy friend says that unless they trying to holler? I peep game. Yeah, my guy friends. I don't. Well, Yeah, my guy friends, I've never heard them say, my Erica. That would be weird. But they know I would look at them like, I don't belong to nobody. My little independent ass. And that very much so gay. When he said my Olivia, I literally said, sir, please do not Vanessa me. I actually like Ashley, but the moment he said my Olivia, I was just like, what y'all not going to do is give me the Ashley I knew last summer, the Olivia I knew last year, my Olivia. No, I'm immediately going to check out. You immediately become unattractive. You immediately get and get out. If that's the dialogue that y'all going to have him do, I'm not going to be able to do it. Jess Danielle says I didn't care for Spela either, but that's because I was from episode 1 as Olivia shipper, but not anymore. Their relationship once they got together is trash. Rashida Jones says I'm ready for Olivia and Spencer to break up. They might as well break up so y'all can move on. I think Olivia should give Ashley a shot. Ooh. Samara says Olivia can be a whole person in London because she does not have to prove or ask permission to be herself, and she finally has an opportunity to be great without getting caught in a vortex. Say it. Child, when she playing a little kickback and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call a vortex, I'm like, see, that's your problem. That's where you went wrong right there. There go your problem, Miss Mamas. Y'all keep trying to do too much vortexy things. How did that do that? Okay. Jada Not Famous says I put the situation in particular 100% on Liv. It's a respect thing. I feel like because why not correct anyone who called him or her? Also, she has been through a situation with Asher and Vanessa. Exactly. But then we start to run into the problem that has come up before in the All American universe where the writers don't actually have the characters learn from situations that they've actually gone through before, which makes it feel very weird and jarring for the audience. It's like, well, why did we go through that if they're going to act like it never even happened and they don't have that lived experience? Raja says, I look at it from Spencer's perspective. Like, imagine your partner goes on a trip for a year, you're missing and yearning for them, and comes to find out she has been bonding with another male all this time. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I'm not saying that Spencer's wrong within his jealousy. I just feel like Spencer has been wrong from the get of them like getting back or like recommitting to one another because he does not take himself into consideration when it comes to this relationship. So everything that happens specifically as it pertains to Olivia and her decisions and how they affect him, whether emotionally or physically, I put a little bit on him because he literally creates a playground for this. When you go back to his Spela relationship, they had a lot of communication around what will work and what wouldn't work. And they communicated honestly. They got into fights about stuff like what Asher moving in. It was something that triggered Spencer and it played on his little his jealousy wound. And that was a thing that they actually had to work out. And we got to see them actually work certain things out. We got to see her ask about, if they actually fit and him being able to describe why they actually worked and what he loved about the particular relationship. And with Spencer, it's just, I love Olivia. We don't actually get to understand what is keeping you here while and we don't ever get to see you actually communicate with her what you are actually getting from her that is a benefit to you. We only get to see the harm. So I get it. Like, I understand where his feelings are coming from. I just really struggle with him letting so many other things happen, letting the relationship just kind of go, and then being mad that it ain't going his way, Why I get the tattoos is my question. That I'm putting 100% on Olivia because he was drunk out of his mind when he got that tattoo, and she should have never put him in that circumstance. Erica not Spencer don't deserve happiness. Girl. Oh, Jada Not Famous. Erica James does not like Spencer, will never like Spencer. So just take that context into consideration when reading her comments. It was Spencer asking for pronouns for me. I love that particular beat. Like, that was really good. That was good. Solomon says, see, everyone sees that Ashley is a competitor. How could he not be? Mm. Ashley is fine. And that is so bad. But he's really fine. Like he seemed like a really well put together package. That's what I'll say. Olivia has been emotionally available for Ashley in her book. So y'all, how would y'all think that a platonic friendship with them would play out? Or do y'all not think? Let's actually do that. Let me put up a poll real quick. I haven't done one of these in a while. Do we think that platonic relationships can happen? I want to gauge and see what y'all think in reference to that. Um, because from that answer, I also want to know what would their relationship look like if you felt like it was strictly platonic. Because all of us are pretty much leaning towards, yeah, he's a competitor. Yeah, there's something more there. Yeah, this is not necessarily all the way appropriate. But what would we need to see for it to be more appropriate? John says platonic relationships goes out the window when you say my Olivia. And Kevo the goat co-signs that. That's hilarious. Layla did not do this to him, only Asher. I'm confused, Solomon. What was that in reference to? Did I miss something? Shari says if Liv didn't want to be with Spencer, then she would have stayed in London. That's true. That's true. If she didn't want to be there, she would have definitely stayed because she came back for him. But the question is, why do you want to be with him? Is it because you love him, like y'all say? And I'm not saying that she don't love him, right? But is it because you don't want to let him down? Is it because he done did a lot, put up with a lot, and you feel like you owe him? I think there's something real to be said about what Tamara said earlier about how um she could just be her whole self and not have to pretend to be somebody else in London. And part of this relationship with Spencer still feels like a percentage of having to pretend, if that makes sense. Kevo the Goat says, I'm not flying across the globe to go see no friends of mine. I would, but that's just me. Kevo the Goat says, I think Spencer going through everything he went through to get Olivia has trapped him into being stuck on her. Ooh. Ooh. That's a word. So I think that Layla's gonna have a mental breakdown anytime because I feel like it's coming. Also, does it seem like they're introducing Dion as the protagonist once Spencer goes to the NFL? Yes, and hey Chanel, welcome in, boo. Yes, it does feel like they're introducing Dion as a protagonist, and I like him. I hate, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but I will clean it up later because hopefully y'all know my heart. We got this fine dark skinned man coming from Britain with his little accent to be chaotic, but still overall seemingly good, right? Like not cynical, not diabolical. I really hate that Dion's sister is dark skinned with them big ass lashes. Like she is just, and then she's just so insufferable and so annoying and so ridiculous. And it's clear that she's trying to use him as a meal ticket for their family. And it's a very interesting setup. Like I like that particular setup for Dion the character because it almost becomes like the opposite of Spencer. Like Spencer willingly walked into taking that on, but then also the people around him, his mama, his brother didn't put extra pressure. Like they were always trying to relieve pressure. So to see Dion put in a circumstance where it's basically like the opposite, it makes sense. I like it. It's a great story choice. I just really hated that girl's dark skin. Cause I'm like, this is what they be looking at us as, and like we be getting all the shade of like we're so mean and we're so this, and here she go popping off in the damn hallways about some nothing. Ugh, but that's just a me thing. But yes, I do think that Dion is getting set up as the new protagonist, which I'm not mad at. I read that article, y'all, and a lot of people jumped out the dang on window with this one line of them mentioning like, bringing in new people. I don't think that Daniel ain't coming back next season, right? Like I think it's going to be a transitional season, and I don't think that this one is it. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I also feel like there were notes in this episode of Spencer not necessarily going to the NFL. Like the therapy thing is a very real thing. And shout out to Keisha, I think, who reminded me that they said that his major was psychology, which I didn't actually remember because they don't actually put these kids in class so I can know what they focusing on and what they actually carving out for themselves outside of their damn respective sports or whatever. But I could see Spencer actually pursuing psychology in a very real way and just going about the pursuit of the NFL differently. Like not getting rid of that dream altogether, but not necessarily pedestalizing it the way that he has, and which is my hope. And what I said 3 episodes ago of like I didn't want him to declare. I want him to graduate with a degree and then go into the league. Um just off of that's what I wanted for his character. And I feel like now after this episode, that's more of an option, or that's something that I feel like could be in his mind, where before I didn't feel like that was something that was in his mind. Hey Antonio, welcome in, boo. Oh my goodness, all y'all are in here. I love it. It feels like old times. Um Okay, 83% of y'all said that men and women can be friends. So if that's the case, what did y'all need to see from Ashley for y'all to feel like it was actually them being friends and not them being whatever they are? A little bit more. The platonic went out the window when he flew 5,000 miles because of a publisher. Micah says, watching it, Spencer wasn't even really mad about Ashley being a boy. Was he caught off guard? Yes, but he was more mad of not knowing about the whole deadline moving up thing. Which just to me hints on the underlying issue that has always been an issue for him within their relationship. Olivia has constantly kept things from him. Olivia has like constantly expected to know the most, and like I will never forget the moment or the episodes where she was complaining about like not being included and him not making time and not knowing this and not knowing that, and then she had a whole set of journalism friends that he had never met that she decided to prioritize, and I'm just like, girl, huh? So this has always been a thing. And yes, he was more mad about not actually knowing or getting this insight and feeling this man has more insight into your girl over you. But part of that is a pride ego thing. Part of that is a little bit of misogyny. And then the other part is you didn't do your due diligence with the setup of your relationship, because this has always been a problem for y'all. And this is my point. You should have addressed it. But you haven't. So it persists. Dating Not Famous says, yes, I have a best friend. Me and him been friends since kindergarten. We've never done anything. We are just friends. It's just I don't think any guy who don't have feelings for me is flying across the world. I mean, I have a male best friend too. Love him down, and he's married. And I fight with him a lot. Like I'm fighting with him right now because I feel like so many men have so much internalized misogyny, and even your best friends who love you down and are just trying their best. They can't get the patriarchy all the way out their head, and it's some frustrating stuff. Especially if you are a woman like me who speaks the way that I do and thinks the way that I do, it can be a very frustrating circumstance, but a loss. So yes, I agree. Platonic love can definitely happen. I don't agree that not flying 5,000 miles, because our worlds open up. Like I'm starting to make friends in other places. Like I'm creating content and working on stuff, and doing a lot with like people in South Africa. So I could see myself going to like meet them or whatever. So I can't say that the act of him flying to LA, right? Like as a Londoner, it's completely rooted in he wants to jump Olivia's bones. Because I don't think that that's too crazy to ask. Like my male best friend lives in Baltimore and has flown to visit me numerous times in LA. It's not as far, but it's still a bob, right? I think it's the additional context of all that he knows, being able to feel her out via text message and maybe a phone call here and there, and then the readiness to jump in that way and not having. Yeah, I think it's all of the other stuff. It's not just the flight. Adriana says, I don't think it's platonic because if it was, why not tell your friends about him? Spencer told her when he had a female friend. I forgot her name though, and I don't think anyone recalls Olivia was pissed. Olivia was pissed about Davida, who's a lesbian. So yes, we recall. She Erica James says she promised she'd come back to Linus. Linus promised he'd wait for Layla. Ish happens. I smell karma. If Erica's gonna do anything or nothing at all, she is gonna at least clock every little bit of Spencer. Erica James said, "Watch Layla win, break up or not." I believe that she will, which is why I'm not holding on to her staying with this man. You the one holding on to her staying with this man. Layla gonna be good regardless. Cedrica says Spencer and Coach Kenny spoke about the piece he's had without Olivia being there. Yep. Haley Lawrence report. Welcome in, boo. He said he can go to the league and still get his degree. I hope that's one of his goals. He can, but what's the likelihood? Like they even mentioned in this episode, like Dylan was like, you could go to the league, retire at 30, then come back to college. I don't want him to do that. um Antonio says I felt like he was pretty respectful. He was. He was very respectful, which is why like that was part of the brilliance that was the writing for this character this episode. Ashley was definitely respectful. Um the launch report says yes, men and women can be friends, nothing more, nothing less, you know. Dominic says 5,000 miles is crazy. Is it? Um Olivia is her daddy's daughter for real. Ooh. You know. Adriana says if anyone recalls, Spencer had a female friend. Oh yeah, I already read that. My bad. I think I already read that. Spencer needs to go holla at Kia or just stay single for a while. Y'all stop bringing Kia into this mess. They have already linked her and Olivia too closely. So if Kia decided to get back with Spencer, it would look very shady on her in reference to her character as a woman, and I don't want that for her. Yes, I said the whole my Olivia thing is wild, John. So you and Kevo, yes, if you have a boyfriend, some other man talking about some my such and such, that is very questionable. Uh, but I'm asking, what would y'all need it to look like? What would this visit? How would this visit go for you to believe that they have a platonic relationship and not to be wondering more? That's what y'all need to tell me. Hey Tia says Ashley and Liv can't just be friends because Liv done told half truths this whole time. Ooh. Hey Serene, welcome in, boo. Solomon says he was upset because Olivia felt she couldn't tell him that behavior is going behind his back. Yep. Hey Nancy. I think he probably liked her when they first met, and she wouldn't shut up. She wouldn't shut up about Spencer, so he settled for friendship. Who, Chris? Oh, oh no, you're talking about Ashley. Ah, that makes sense. That is interesting. I actually like that take. Didn't think about it like that. I love that take though. Shout out to y'all. Um, man, we tap dancing for real. We know what it is with Olivia. Well, what is it? Speak now will forever hold y'all's peace. Tia says the fact that Ashley was like, we stayed up late and watched your games. Like, yo, that's just playing Spence. It, he was so respectful, like Antonio said, but it was the choice of certain bits of information to reveal at the moment that he did within certain conversation that make you just like, now why would you say that? Oh, wait, who compared Ryan to Ashley? I don't see that. I still I think Olivia still loves Spencer, but I don't think she's in love with him anymore because her actions and body language towards Spencer is very different vibe now. Y'all, their chemistry is so off. It is so very clear that there's something different happening. So shout out to Daniel and shout out to Samantha because their acting is really brilliant this season because I'm feeling that. They're saying all the right things within their relationship and there's very clear, clearly what they're not saying that's speaking a little bit louder, but like the body language and the tone and the vibe when they're in the same room together, it is palpable that something is off, right? They still love each other, but something is off. Um, oh, pronunciation, Rajia, Rajia. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Let me know so I can make sure I lock that in. Rajia. The Lawrence report says that's actually how a lot of athletes do it when it comes to the degree. They go back and get it later. I know that's how a lot of them do it, but I have always said, y'all have been watching me for how long now? I have always said that Spencer is not just another one of these athletes, and I don't want him to operate as one. I where a lot of discrepancies come when people be having beef with the things that I say because they be operating of like, oh, this is how it goes. And for me, since meeting Spencer in season 1, episode 1, he has always been extraordinary. He's always been, a unicorn, and I want him to persist as one, which is why I don't want him to go the same route that other people have done. Like, I want him to do the utmost of like what's possible for him. I always want him to rise above. I always want him to be better. I always just want him to meet the potential that he has deep inside and don't pretend like he's not a Jordan Baker. So why be a Jordan Baker, you know? I ain't gonna put Ashley as the male version of Vanessa just yet. He was just skating a little bit too close with the my Olivia. Saxon says, yeah, it seems like they're trying to disband all the storylines. Seems like they're trying to set up Spencer to become a psychologist now and drop football. I don't think that he's gonna drop football altogether. Spencer is also in love with Olivia. They are in competition. I think Spencer will win, but the relationship is destroyed if Olivia cheats. I mean, she's already done some things that have been comparable to cheating to me thus far, but okay. Um, had he not set up my Olivia, he would have had me laughing, flying, and it's questionable. And the info he knows is questionable. But I genuinely don't think they did anything. But he does have some feelings for her, in my opinion. Yeah, the my Olivia sealed the deal. um, can we admit Billy would have used Grace as an emotional crutch? he and Grace were too much for each other to be just friends, and he still low key flirted with Grace. That's definitely Liv's daddy. Ooh, clock it, clock it. Olivia needs competition, but she will be first place. I don't know if she will always be first place, but she definitely needs a little competition, Solomon. Um, he would have had to come with everyone already knowing he's a boy. That would have made it platonic more believable. Mm. I definitely think that if it was platonic, then they should have spoken before. Like he should have spoken to Spencer before. Because my best friend, like I know is white. Like of course I went to the wedding, but also like we've like hung out, we've like done things. So his wife knows me, knows where I come from, knows how long we've been friends. Like we've been friends since high school. Like it's just weird when it's shrouded in so much secrecy. It's really hard to like maintain a platonic label when it's like surrounded by secrecy. Rashina says if she's trying to get with Ashley, that means she don't want Spencer anymore. If she's trying to pursue him, that don't necessarily mean to be the case. Some people be greedy. Okay, some people want to have their cake and eat it too. I mean, we got to see Ashley do that. Well, he wasn't trying to like double back with Olivia after, but it's that's not necessarily the case. Oh yeah, Olivia compared Ashley to Ryan to Ashley. And that's not the same. You're right. I thought that y'all were talking about that in the chat, but they did say it on the episode. My bad. The relationship will only survive with Olivia like Spencer Moore, season 1 and 2 vibes. That's hilarious. It's given that the relationship should not survive. That's what it's given to me. But Spencer has the right to be mad. Friends are not. Liv should have told him that Ashley was a he. Agreed. So like y'all bringing up that Ashley and Olivia have cuddled before. I hate that I'm about to go here, but I'm about to go here. It makes me think about Damon on Homecoming. I'm not necessarily correlating them, but that's what's coming up to mind, and I haven't processed it yet, so I don't have anything fully to articulate to you. But okay, perfect, perfect, Regia. I got you, boo. Um, Spencer's crash out is about to be. It really is. And you know what? I'm at the point where he brought part of this on himself because Olivia, as we have already noted, has not changed. She's been this girl. You could have like cut yourself off at the past and avoided so much heartache if you did not persist down this road doing the same thing and not making any type of adjustments. It's your fault too. Spencer has cheated. Remember that. Cheated on who? Olivia? When did he cheat on Olivia? Who do we think will call it off first? Olivia. Olivia's going to break Spencer's heart into smithereens. What was her reason for lying though? Because she knew they thought Ashley was a girl and never corrected it. She didn't provide a reason if I'm recalling. It just never. She just said it never. I never had a moment. It gives. I didn't tell her to say. I didn't tell him to say that. Olivia Baker is a wild girl. Wild girl. And the fact that she didn't correct him on purpose makes it seem even more shady. Yep. Solomon says, I think that they should talk through this together. Both seem to what? to make the relationship work despite what we've seen, but Spencer doesn't seem to have control as much as Olivia does. And that goes back to what I said. He didn't communicate his expectations. He's not communicating his standards. He's not communicating his needs within the relationship, which is why he don't have control, right? And going back to, dang it, I just lost it. I had a thought and I lost it. Oh, once we get to the end of the episode, you go to stay at the baker's house, but then y'all both don't want to talk about the things that are actually going on. So then why are you staying here? You could have took your behind back to the beach house. It's giving going along to get along. It's giving I'm never going to be mad, but you're not actually going to speak about what's actually going on. This is the beginning of the end for y'all, I fear. Not Damone and Ashlivia. A mess. A mess. I'm actually kind of rooting for Ashley, but no. Just Danielle says my sister was in her male best friend's wedding as a guest for both he and his wife. I say that to I say that to say this. His wife eventually became best friends with my sister too. That happens when everyone is cool. Yeah. Yeah. Olivia definitely holds the power in their relationship. To your point, just Danielle, I think that it can happen like that, but I'm not best friends with my best friend's wife. But there's still a certain level of respect in consideration there, right? And then we also had conversations of like, what does our friendship look like as his relationship progressed and got more serious, and like the expectations that his wife had in reference to like times for calling and stuff like that, and like that stuff that was like communicated. So like to me, those type of things, effective communication goes into platonic relationships. The waters get muddy when stuff gets super secretive, or you don't actually talk about certain things because you're avoiding it because you don't want to cut off the opportunity of X, Y, and Z happening. But when you communicate and you make sure that there are no like hidden or dark areas, then you're clear and you're clearing out the corner of like, oh, could this be more? No, it's not. This is what it is. This is what it's not. This is what I'm gonna be able to do. This is not what I'm gonna be able to do. So yeah, to like build on your point. That's what I thought, Kevo to go. Spencer has never cheated on anybody, but at least while we're here, I'm like, I know that he ain't cheated on Olivia. Like Alexandra says, yes, Spencer brought this upon himself. Liv has been a whole menace their entire relationship. Period. And I've been clocking it. I have been clocking it. Of course, Rashina. Facts that Layla and Olivia Vegas situation don't count. And it don't count not because we're trying to exclude it. It don't count because he technically wasn't with either one of those girls at that time. Antonio says I can definitely gotta call Cap on a new Olivia thing. First keeping the secret of the book from Jordan and Laura, and now keeping the gender away from Spencer. Whoop. Clock it. Clock it. That's a great point. I love that. They should have gone to the cabin alone to sort out the issues they are having, but it seems everyone is coming along in the next episode. They never go to that dang on cabin alone. Daquan says I'm a big time Olivia fan, but at the same time, I would not mind seeing Spencer and Olivia as friends and not together as a couple. I would love to see Ashley and Olivia together. Ooh, ooh. Gavo the Goat says, not gonna lie, I miss Layla for Spencer, man. Not you miss Layla for Spencer. Where was you at 2 years ago when they was eating my ass alive? I don't have a good feeling about the cabin episode next week. I haven't watched the preview, so I don't even have any thoughts on it. If Spencer makes it to the NFL, then Olivia behaves impeccably. Ashley won't stand a chance. That's a lot of variables. If it takes you making it to the NFL and Olivia magically straightening up and behaving impeccably, which could probably go against who she believes herself to be, all for this relationship to survive, it's given the relationship should not survive. I'm sorry. It's just not. Spencer should just play it cool. Play it cool for who? Get that y'all love Olivia down and Samantha Logan is cute as hell, yes, but she is not the top of the mountain. Play it cool for what? There will be other women. He will be fine. Play it cool. To usher himself into a half loving marriage without being equally yoked with your partner doomed to mediocrity? I think not. Um, I just don't get how this Olivia fans ain't tired. Like y'all ain't over the line the secrets of lack of communication, like other than their looks and the big cinematic moments, what's there to like? I've been asking that for like 3 years now, and I have been chewed up and spit out. Okay, so you let me know if they give you an answer because they ain't never had one for me. Those other people always want to invite themselves to the cabin whenever Spencer and Liv want some time alone. That's not a pass. Oh, I now see what you're saying, Erica. That's not me giving him a pass. It's just a fact. He wasn't with either one of them. Was he wrong for sleeping with Layla after professing his love to Olivia? 100%. But it's not a pass. They're trying to say that he cheated, and he did not cheat because he wasn't with either one of them. Saxon says, highly disagree. I don't think Layla and Spencer worked. Layla basically knew Liv's feelings, yet kept interjecting to get Spence, though she had a man. Those two things are separate, and those are very subjective. Like, those are from your perspective. One, Spencer and Layla did work, and you could go back and look and write their asses down on paper, and you would see exactly how much they worked. Her still pursuing Spencer and knowing how Liv felt, that is questionable for her relationship with Olivia, but that doesn't play into her relationship with Spencer and how equally yoked or aligned they were at that particular moment. So you can't conflate those two together and try to make it seem like those are actually like facts, babes, when they're literally opinions at best. Ashley needs to stay away from that cabin, child. Mrs. Science says a person who's in recovery from substance abuse is really not supposed to be keeping secrets. That's part of their recovery. I mean, but the writers will in and will out Olivia's alcoholism whenever it seems useful to them. They don't keep it consistent when it comes to that. They don't have her play by the rules of someone who is active within their recovery and very intentional about it. It really falls by the wayside and out of her damn mind most of the times until it is something that she can use to pedestalize herself. We got to see it last season when she held herself above JJ, and all of these little moments, like what you're saying right now, because you're 100% right in reference to the secrecy. This stuff don't get clocked and she don't get held accountable for, but we are also still to believe that she is a stellar in stellar recovery and all of that. Like, that's one thing that I really hate about how sometimes she's written. But they've also written her in a way where they let her off the hook a lot about a lot of things. And of course, with her sobriety being a major point for her character, because they're letting her off the hook with other things, of course they're gonna let her off the hook in reference to expectations to her sobriety too. Serene says, here we go with the Layla slander, Lord. Who is slandering Layla? Oh, somebody did say that their relationship didn't work. The last scene spoke volumes. Volumes, Shakina. Volumes. Like, why are you coming to sleep in this girl's bed not to talk to her? It's gonna be a letter from Corey. That girl ain't good for you. Not giving ghosts Uh, what you said, Jada Not Famous. It was the timing with Spencer and Layla, 100%. Their timing was off, but them as people were actually perfect for where they were at their lives at that particular moment. That is cheating. Cheating on who? Who, Erica? He wasn't in a relationship with Layla, and he wasn't in a relationship with Olivia. So who was the one who got cheated on there? And to me, you can not cheat on somebody but still be emotionally devastating to somebody's feelings, which is what happened. But the cheating part, that part didn't actually happen. Micah says Layla just seems different. I can't tell if it's a good different or a bad different. I don't know. Her telling a guy about their sex life was weird. It seems like it comes to a head at the cabin. Yeah, that part was weird. I was like, Layla girl, why do he need to know if y'all be screaming? Like that's not the type of noise that he's talking about people making. And why are we going here? But this is supposed to play into, her character getting off the meds and being a little bit more erratic and a little bit more loose lipped. So I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna take it. But all that led up to for me, or is like leading up to me, is like you realizing that you and Jordan are not actually aligned. Like Jordan is going to be uncomfortable with this. This is the thing that's going to help him realize that you're coming off your meds, and then you got to go back and explain all of this other stuff prior to that you kept from him, which lets him know that you did not feel safe with this man, which is a bigger problem. And then we could just get to where I've been trying to get us to this whole entire time of like, y'all don't need to actually be together. Win-win. A win is a win. So if I gotta listen to her being inappropriate and discuss her sex sounds to a stranger just for us to get to the finish line of them breaking up, I'll take it. If you're not in a relationship, then it's not cheating. And not specifically if you're not in a relationship, it's not cheating. It's not if you're not in a relationship and well, let me see, hold on. Are Erica, are you saying that he cheated on Layla because he promised that he would wait for her? Because I think that cheating comes in with like a specific lie. Like you literally go against a particular promise. Uh, so maybe, but I would have to go back and rewatch leading up to that. Because did Layla expect him to? Because I feel like she said that she. I don't remember the specifics of it. She tried to like let him off the hook when he said he would wait for her. Hmm. I don't know. That part is tricky. Um, because that he still slept with her. I think that that's the biggest part. Like the biggest betrayal, which I'm calling a betrayal, was like you slept with her knowing that you had greater feelings for Olivia, which is the biggest issue. That isn't necessarily a black and white clockable. Oh, you cheated. It's like actually he didn't have sex with anybody else. He still fell in love with somebody else. He still got emotionally attached with somebody else and did communicate that to you. But that's not technically cheating. It doesn't make what he did any less diabolical. You know what I'm saying? Olivia wanted Spencer while with Chris and Asher. Jordan wanted Layla while with Simone. Layla wanted Spencer while with Asher. Spencer wanted Olivia. Is there more to that message? I think you was about to bring something home, but it like cut off. So with them writing Olivia in the beginning, I saw so much for her, but not so much now. Samantha Logan is a great actor, but IDK, besides Asher, like you said, nobody else is experiencing growth. And Layla has. They have her at a little pause moment right now. I think that this storyline around her meds is going to be really great to get her back on the trajectory of like showing real growth. But up until this point, like seasons 1 through 4, Layla was queen, honey. Her story was eating down. In the middle of her mental health, he tells her he will wait for her. While waiting, he falls for Lives and sleeps with Layla. He is trash. I mean, that was very trash behavior. I wouldn't say that he's trash, but that was trash behavior in the moment for sure. So, oh, I already read that. Rumor has it Jordana will break up during episode 8. Um, it's coming. I don't necessarily need to know when it's coming, but it's coming. I can feel it. I don't think that Spencer ever lied about wanting to be with. I can't. Way I was about to word that because he got back into the relationship with her as a knee jerk reaction based off his pride and ego. I 100% receive and understand that. But prior to that, like even when he told her he would wait, I believe that in that moment he believed that. Like I don't think that he was lying in that moment. I don't think that the lies and the betrayal came until the summer that we never got to see Vegas and then what proceeded after. He definitely shouldn't have said that. I sometimes wonder what was he thinking. It's funny how you stay on Jordan's head now. He might need to put that cardigan back on. I don't think I ever got off his head because, well, actually, that's a lie. I got off his head during his Simone era, but that's over now. So back to regularly scheduled programming. What is it? Oh, you talking to Erica James? Child, Erica just don't like Spencer. Don't worry about her personal life. Um, don't try to bring any of that into it and make it personal. She just don't like Spencer. It's the same thing for her with Zachary Taylor on Sisters. She has visceral feelings about particular characters, and she goes hard and she stands on business about what she said. Y'all just gotta understand the context. But don't try to allude to people's personal life if you don't know them. Um, Nancy, Erica is a Spencer hater. Proud, loves it. He for her when you see Linus the loser, that is Spencer James, and that is what he goes, what she calls him, and everybody knows it. um, and not y'all all going to bed for Spencer in his comments. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta relax. Spencer was dead wrong for how he did Layla the second time around. Point blank, period. Erica is never gonna let that go. And you know what? There's always gonna be people like that in the world. That is what it is. I can't say much. It is what it is. Like I was very hard pressed to let go of Ash's racism. It took a whole arc for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna let this little white man live, right? Um, Maybe I don't go as hard as Erica is going on Spencer, but or other characters, but I have gone hard. So in attempting to not be a hypocrite, I give Erica space to say whatever the hell she got to say, and she stands on business and says the same things every single week. She has not deviated yet. Except for today when she said Layla's gonna be good whether they break up or not. This is the first time that she acknowledged that a breakup could be happening. But once I say this, she's gonna go back and be like, there ain't no breakup happening, Erica. She's perfectly fine with this loser. She's not gonna say the loser part because the only loser here is Spencer, is according to her. Hey Chalk 1009. But yeah, I just said all that just to say, y'all, keep it on the playground. Don't be trying to allude into the who hurt you, even though I think that's a very interesting question. I have so many thoughts around so many things. Um, it's more just like she checked out one Spencer episodes ago. I mean, seasons ago. All American would be so much better if I wrote it. John, you're hilarious. Um, he was wrong for sleeping with her and getting back with her for sure, but up until that point, I don't think he cheated. He didn't. Kobe says, "Damn, Erica, you try to have no one together, huh? I believe in love. So split Olivia and Tradela out. We'll figure it out. I'm not gonna waste time seeing Spencer and Jordan move around. No, sir. Okay, Kofi. It happens. Breakups happen. You holding on for dear life that Jordala and Spela are both want to make it and they have to make it just so that Jordan and Spencer don't mope around. Life happens. Breakups happen. People move on. They are not doomed to be with either of these women. And not to say that Layla specifically is a doom or punishment, but like that thought of like they have to stay together just so these boys won't be sad. That's not a good enough reason. It happens. Layla spent a lot of time being sad about Spencer. If she breaks Jordan's heart, you know what? That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Um. Okay, I'm trying to catch up. And Olivia was on a double decker bus with Ashley, so I guess they even. I cannot. They not even because Spencer. Well, I mean, I guess. Oh, you're saying that. So Olivia still got to be held accountable because Spencer hurt Layla deeply. Olivia is about to hurt Spencer deeply. So who the hell's gonna hurt Olivia? Since we passing it all around, because out of all of this, I felt like Layla, and I know I'm about to catch heat for this. Like Layla's the one who did not deserve to be hurt. Yes, she knew about Liv's feelings, but it wasn't as cut and dry as people wanted to make it out to be. And I felt like she was leading from a very intentional place. So back to my original question: who's going to get to hurt Olivia? Because it's not fair. Everybody get hurt but her. Okay, if you keep saying the passes, I don't think I'm giving out any passes, but you gotta be clear of who you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody in the chat, you're talking to me, because I'll address it if you're talking to me, of course, but I don't think I'm giving out any passes. Do you think that he would have fallen in love with Olivia if Layla would not have gone away for the summer? Wait, so do you think he would have fallen in love with Olivia if Layla would not have gone away for the summer? Hmm. So this is a little bit tricky, y'all, because think the further the series goes, I think that Spencer and Olivia's relationship is more than just Spencer loving Olivia, right? Or falling in love with Olivia. Spencer has a very real superhero complex. And for all intents and purposes, Olivia has been the most vulnerable person within his proximity the entire time that they have known them. I still believe, not to say that he don't love her, but I still believe, or am really starting to affirm the belief that when they got together, it was a lot of like Spencer wanting to like choose her because she never gets chosen and like be there for her and all of this other stuff that is aside from like I just love you for who you are. Because for the most part, she got to see more than most people got to see in reference to realness about her, but she still was masking and she still was pretending to be something that she wasn't in certain elements to be likable, to be approachable, to be able to integrate back into their social circles. So I am less convinced that Spencer just downright fell in love with Olivia over the summer versus like buying into and vibing with who she was pretending to be and then wanting to be the superhero. And I think that the Layla part plays into it because there was nothing that he could do, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, to save Layla, right? That is a fight that she had to fight on her own, a mental fight that she had to do and going to rehab and then from rehab and then pursuing, her ambitious career and managing Coop and putting all that stuff together and then going away and like getting herself to a stable ground. She had to actually save herself. So part of it in knowing that Spencer has a savior complex is like, I can't save this girl. This other girl feels very much so more appealing, similar to what I've said about Jordan, right? And losing interest and feeling unneeded. But Olivia becomes a little bit more appealing because you can do something. Your presence, all this girl literally feels like you can save her simply by showing up. So you sit and watch movies every day after practice, and that's all you got to do. That stroked his ego probably unbelievably. That like really helped foster a certain level of confidence and reaffirmed a toxic trait in his superhero complex in a positive way, so it doesn't feel like it's actually a negative thing. And I think that that is also play when it comes to the setup of the Spencer and Olivia relationship. Because unlike a lot of y'all, I did not clock Spencer and Olivia from the beginning. There was moments and elements of there in reference to me wanting the wallflower to win or me seeing it for the person who gets overlooked. But the moment that he saw Layla sashing her ass across that damn quad and he looked the way that he looked, I knew it was up for Spayla, right? And I wasn't really thinking about Spalivia. And even in, her getting him the suit for the booster dinner and like certain things happening, there are elements there to show like, oh, this could actually work or this could be great. But then there was still so much of like, he can save her that's still playing in the background. And I feel like so much of their foundation in their relationship is built on that and not just, I love this girl down for who she is. Does that make sense? So I didn't even answer your question. So do I think that he would have fallen for Olivia if Layla would have not gone away for the summer? Yes, because it's less about the distance in Layla and it's more about Layla's independence and lack of need that he can actually feel versus Olivia's blaring need that he could feel. For me, I think that answers your question. Erica says I'm done with it. Moving on. Alana says Spencer was lying by omission when he got with Layla, knowing that he had feelings for Liv. Once he realized his feelings, he never should have got back with Layla. That's emotional cheating. Hmm. Hmm. I like how you worded that. I really don't want to go back and rewatch that godforsaken spot in that particular season. Um, I'm trying to process if I feel like that's emotional cheating. How I see emotional cheating is the process leading up and like the falling in love, I guess. Um, but even like as that relationship was progressing, him and Liv weren't actually talking, so there was no confiding, there was no all of that had happened prior to them reconnecting. Now it was definitely dubious for him to not reveal that he had this moment with Olivia prior to, and then the rejection the day of. Y'all gonna make me go back and watch that godforsaken part of that season, and I hate that for me. But it's like that's a really the way that you worded it makes me want to think on it more, and I don't naturally like agree 100%, but I also don't agree that I feel like you're wrong. So now I'm trying to like figure it out. Um, Not the homie hopping. What we not gonna do is talk about Layla homie hopping now. AA is such an unserious show. The fact that they've all slept with each other is so cringe. Period. That's so real. Alana says, mind you, I like Spencer, but let's not act like he never cheated after the fact, because he did. I gotta go back and rewatch it, boo, because I can't put that on him without feeling 100% confident. And I don't feel 100% confident right now. Shari says those roommates that Jordan picked seem like they hit each other for some type of kink. He rushed and picked them, and now they probably can't get rid of him. That whole storyline felt so unserious because in addition to y'all live on a beachfront, like a waterfront beach house as college students, you and Spencer can't afford to split it. Okay, I guess I'm supposed to be left to assume that the NIL deals are popping. Cool. But y'all are also QB1 and wide receiver for a top ranked team. He has Heisman and NFL prospects. Y'all can't just let anybody up in here. We're interviewing Joe Schmo from down the street. People who can't possibly make rent, can't prove nothing, who are lying and giving step for wife and step for husband. And I think Spencer didn't want to do it, so he left Jordan to the task. But Layla, if you sit up there as a woman who handles big business, how are you even letting this go down? This makes no sense. And that's the part of like All American that becomes a very, very unserious show, because you already have a superstar R&B singer, alternative pop maybe, I don't know what the hell Patience is, but she's a singer who has been assaulted by a fan. And then you got these future celebrities by way of professional athletes now looking for roommates, and we're not going to address the potential security alert that could be, but we're going to involve Layla as a character, having dealt with this with her actual client and artist, but we're not going to have her address it with her boyfriend, her top ranked boyfriend, her Heisman hopeful boyfriend. That's the stuff that makes All American unserious to me. Because what? Who said no Spencer slander? I didn't say that. Somebody said no Spencer slander? I mean, well, I guess it was just Erica that's been slandering him this whole time. How we went from Olivia being a liar to Vegas, I don't know, but for whatever reason, every like 90 days, y'all be trying to 90 days and like All American Content Talk time, y'all be trying to drag me back to Vegas, and y'all know I hate it there. Sergio says, I believe she's being influenced by Ashley. She's like a new piece of canvas to him. My final thought, Spencer and Olivia need to have a heart to heart. And Spencer need to talk. Because they have a lot of heart to heart since Olivia is the one doing all the dang on talking. Erica said, I go hard on X. Girl, I trust that you do. You go hard here, so I know you go hard on X. So back to Liv and Ashley. How is this gonna work? She going back to London. Olivia was always going back to London. Clocked that from the very first episode of the season. Oh, it has to show me top messages again. I'm trying to see all the messages. Okay. I live close to Vegas and don't ever want to go. The Ravens was about to go to the Super Bowl, and my male best friend was like coming to LA at the same time, and he's like, "I'm going." I'm like, I gotta go to Vegas." And it's like, just because the Ravens was going to the Super Bowl, my best friend's in town, I would take that road trip. But otherwise, All American has ruined that. Um, what haven't we talked about this episode? We've been talking for like an hour and a half, y'all. Not Layla. Laura and Coop, child. I get what Laura was doing in reference to bringing up the case, but the fact that the case is still actually happening, it felt a little gauche. It felt a little inappropriate. Coop is always going to be inappropriate. We met her coming into college not even a student. You're literally sitting in, auditing a class, if you will, and you was giving that little white man the blues. So yes, Laura, this is how she behaves. She has always behaved like this. But also, you did hit her out of nowhere with basically presenting patients' case by changing the gender and changing the profession, and then having her deal with this white cis het presenting man who was clocking and had no context or no appreciation for the person that y'all know patients to be. I felt like that was a very normal response for Coop to the actual student. Her getting put out of class behind it was wild to me. I thought that was completely ridiculous. But also, I feel like they don't know what to do with the damn parents. Because you got Laura behaving this way. It wasn't completely untoward or completely out of character, but it did feel weird. And then we got Grace over there trying to sew something instead of saving the damn school. Grace, that's what you do. You save the community. You show up for the community. So now all of a sudden you trying to knit and or sew whatever this is for whoever, because your boys is too big to wear whatever you trying to make, and you can't help preach because you're trying to sew. Like, have y'all forgot who these people are? These parents are? I hate that these parents are literally just being used all willy-nilly to prop up specific storylines that don't actually fully align. And like, yes, she wound up making her way back to helping preach after Dylan had to get in her behind about it. But I'm like, this just feels so uncharacteristic of Grace. This is weird. I also felt like they should have just gone ahead and put Laura as a professor on this campus, because girl, you coming in here with an active case that you have right now that there's new evidence of another fight that's tainting how patients is being viewed in the public, and you gonna bring this to a college campus with a bunch of other kids who've been watching the video of the brawl. Yes, you changed a couple details, but it just feels very gauche and very weird and very unprofessional. It's one thing to survey and figure out what the prosecution or what the defense is going to come up with, but like, that's what they have like closed focus groups for. You could come up with a room where you select people to run things by. It just felt really weird and out of the way, and that part was annoying to me. It helped the episode feel chaotic, like last week's episode. Y'all know I was always team Clay and Layla. Jordan said, or I could move back home. And Layla said no. Before he can even finish the sentence, Layla, like, she'll pick anyone as his roommate, so it doesn't have to be her. Yeah, Shari. And then also that brings the question of like, you trying to pay rent. So like, even if she did move in, I would hope that you're not having her pay no daggone rent. What is the benefit for her? Layla, stay where you at and keep that boy where he is. Just Danielle said, so clock it. Addict chase a feeling that first high. Olivia is still an addict and she not feeling Spencer anymore because he doesn't give her that feeling anymore. Baby, when you drop a point, you drop a point, okay? That's real. That's so real. Liv is not moving back to London. She's moving with Spencer to wherever he gets drafted to. Olivia is here to do whatever academic responsibilities that she have to this particular university, because maybe she don't want to transfer and the credits won't go 1-for-1 or something like that, so that she can get her daggone degree. But she's going back to London. If you choose to live in denial and or delusion, you do your thing, because sometimes the Lulu is the Lulu. But as for me at my house, it is very clear that lady is going back to London. God bless. John says Olivia is an addict, drug struggle, homie hopping. Y'all are ruthless. Alana said, if you're fully aware of how you feel and still get with someone else, you might as well be cheating. I think that's a very real point to say. Like, you might as well be cheating, but if you are actually cheating, that's the part that's debatable. She's back to check on the trajectory of Spencer's career. I can't. I don't know. Olivia didn't never give Gold Digger to me, but you know, where is Grace's husband? Like, do we need to call the police? Where's he at? We need to know. That's so real. Because if we got a call, we can make that call. All right, his mission is a win-win. He achieves his dream and saves the girl from the evil clutches of Ashley in London. Child, Spencer love picking a losing battle, honey. Tia Sam says that Laura was on one this episode. Liv going down with the London Bridge. Laura is setting professional boundaries. I think that what she said to Coop wasn't necessarily wrong, but she did come out of nowhere with Patience's case specifically. And the fact that the case is still ongoing, like, have they even selected jurors yet? Like, that part feels so very unserious because this is something that you would not do if you're being professional. Tyson says unless they extend the series to London, then there's no way that Ashley stays in the picture or Liv goes back. Doesn't fit the universe. Well, apparently they're trying to open up the universe and enter in a bunch of new kids. So Spencer, Olivia, they're supposed to be trying to phase them out. So again, she's going back to London. It's just about when she's going. That has already been written. How it happens, that is the part that's up for debate. But Olivia does not have to be living in America to be to go from a series regular on the show to being a guest star or co-star. She does it. Like, for real. They about to show y'all with Damon. Damon is now a guest star. He's not a series regular for this upcoming season of Homecoming. Yeah, they about to show y'all. But, you know, again, Delulu will be the Delulu for some of y'all, so continue to be delusional. I definitely agree that emotional cheating is just as real as physical cheating. But I think that the language is the part that you got to be very clear on, because to say something is just as good as cheating, it still means that it's not cheating. But it could be just as harmful, just as hurtful. But the words of saying you might as well be cheating or you just as cheating, that alludes to it not actually being the actual act of cheating. And I'm not a linguist, but sometimes I love to focus on words and like what it said and how it said, because to me communication is very, very important. It doesn't make anything less wrong, but for technicalities, right, or semantics, like, that is not cheating because of the specific circumstance. It doesn't mean that what was done was not hurtful. Emotional cheating do be worse most of the time. Well, I don't know. The physical cheating hits. Like, I had somebody have a baby on me. That shit hits hard. Do you think Spencer and Jordan are similar in terms of needing to be with someone who needs them? Honestly, that thought didn't even come to my mind until I was explaining where I'm going, when it comes to my feelings around Olivia. So I would really have to process my thoughts a little bit more to say for sure. My initial thought is to not say that they're related, because I feel like I completely understand where Spencer's comes from in reference to the superhero complex. He finds value in doing for others, which is not why Jordan is doing it. Jordan is doing it 100% for his ego and 100% for his lack, right? Um, which can be really detrimental to the people around him, because that type of person, I feel like, specifically because Jordan is also a narcissist, will go as far as to create a need or create a problem for somebody just so they can feel it. I don't think that Spencer is that type of person. He just wants to be the savior, but he's not going to go and like ruin your life just so that he can save you from the ruins. If that makes sense. Hey, Tony B. RN. Child, you missed a lot. Erica James was, well, she hasn't been fighting for her life because she literally been holding it down by her damn self, reading Spencer Fulfillment. Everybody has just come into the awakening that she don't rock with Spencer and they had a problem with it. So that was like the last 30 minutes. And then we just talked about the episode. We talked about Ashley with his fine self and the trouble that is on the horizon for Olivia. uh Emotional cheating and physical cheating are equal. It depends on the restrictions you set in the relationship. Yeah. So what they're talking about in reference to that, Tony BRN, basically they're debating on if Spencer has ever cheated on somebody. I'm of the camp of I don't believe that he ever cheated, because at the moment where he did that diabolical stuff in reference to sleeping with Layla after professing his love for Olivia, he wasn't actually in a relationship with either girl. But basically people have been going back and forth to say that he has cheated or he hasn't cheated, and like kind of discussing that. So I actually would really love your thoughts on that. Do you think that Spencer is a cheater and cheated in that regard? Not just say I'm giving him a pass and move on. Erica, I'm so glad that we have made it through the fire and I can like discern from what you say. Some people probably come to the chat and be like, well, she said this. Erica James gets to say certain shit that other people don't get to say. That's just how it go. I can only imagine the people who are like stealth watching this and have blocked. They're like, what? Does she not block? Because she ain't. I don't know. It's definitely Liv. Layla was in a relationship with Asher and Liv cheated with him. She moved on to Spencer. Olivia got with him and she dated the homie Chris from Crenshaw. So y'all saying that Liv is a cheater, not Spencer? That's what you're saying, just Danielle? Spencer never loved Layla. It's wild, Erica. That is a lie and a half. You know that's a lie, but it don't fit your narrative. I'm never standing on that. Like, I was standing on Spencer was diabolical with the whole Layla thing the second time around. It was completely ridiculous and uncalled for and unnecessary and disgusting. But what you will not do is say that that boy never loved her. Because I will argue that he really didn't understand the depths of love until he fell in love with Layla. Okay? So Olivia needs to thank her lucky stars, because I don't think that if he would have got with Olivia first, I don't think that the Spencer that she has today, or the Spencer that she has that is like so willing. I mean, he probably would still go scorch earth for her, but like how intently he like just don't take into consideration his own feelings and prioritizes her. Part of that is like built off of like mistakes made and guilt and shame that he has coming from the relationship with Layla. And then also the best parts of him showing up as a mate, as a partner, come from him practicing that in the relationship with Layla. Be clear. He let it girl. You can't love someone and hurt someone like that. I would love to agree with you, but I've also experienced that. And I think that life. Life is such an interesting teacher. I feel like I have been the recipient of similar types of love. And that's the only way that I can say, you know what? You can love somebody and hurt them. You can. You really can. It's unfortunate, but you can. Tony B. Arn says, I'm sorry, but this episode didn't hit like I thought it would. It really had potential, but I feel like the chemistry and a lot of scenes didn't mesh well. Agreed. Agreed. Layla loves and adores Jordan, but why? I would agree she loves and adores him, but why? Is the question. I think her coming off her meds will help us figure it out. Oh, now y'all getting into the nitty gritty of like what constitutes physical cheating, because she didn't sleep with nobody while she was with Asher, but she did kiss Spencer. And don't kisses do kisses count in cheating? I think they do. They would for me. Layla's character has grown on me. Actually, used to be on the Layla hate train, but she's grown as a woman. Layla has been a bomb character from the very jump for me. Am I ready for Power Book 2? Yes, because Michael Ealy. I like Power Book 2, but they already took it up a notch with putting Michael Ealy in it. Like, sad. And remember, y'all gonna get my live reactions. I'm gonna record them every single time. Or maybe I'll go live while I'm watching. I don't know. But yes, I'm ready for Power Book 2. Jordan might just be the best man here to have. The lies. Jordan's the best man on the show. Child. Child. I cannot co-sign and agree to that. I won't do it. That's what I gotta go back. I gotta go back and watch Tony, because somebody made the point of it was emotional cheating because he was in a relationship with Layla but still had those feelings for Olivia. I thought the act of emotional cheating was like growing in a relationship and like depending on emotionally or mentally on somebody else in the space that your partner would typically feel. And the parts after when he got back in the relationship the second time around, Olivia was avoiding him a lot. So they weren't actually like interacting. So that's the part that I'm still like trying to process, because I think Alana made the point that you just made. I'm like, oh, I never really even thought about it like that. My initial thought is to say, no, but I can't say that straight up. So I'm like, okay, I need to process that. And unfortunately, it might means I need to go back and watch. Do you think Ashley's going to cause problems between Liv and Spencer? 100%. 100%. Micah says it's actually a good question. Why does Layla love Jordan? Like, I don't know for real. I mean, he's fine and probably good in bed, but seriously, what is it? What is it? Because, inquiring minds would love to know. Bus pass Linus. Bus pass Linus is sending me. Erica, I cannot wait for sisters to come back, because I can only imagine what you've cooked up in the hiatus to come for Zach. And I can't wait for us to be aligned in our mutual hate for a male character again. um, Season 3, that's actually what he did. No, remember several times he relied on Liv. That's what made Layla confront him. Honestly, the further we go out, the less and less of season 3 I remember. And when I go back and rewatch now, I really rewatch seasons 1 and 2, and I stopped there, because that was the All American Hall of Fame for me. So I don't honestly remember too many of the specifics. So I'm going back and rewatch it, because y'all are probably right. And remember to ask me next week. Oh, am I gonna have time to watch it? My sister's graduating this weekend. I'm gonna be in Detroit. I actually have a flight tomorrow morning. And yes, I just flew here to Boston. Your girl be on planes. But I'm gonna be in Detroit for a week because my sister's graduating. Shout out to her. Am I gonna have time to rewatch? Remember to bring this up next week, and I'm probably gonna remind y'all to bring it up again. And hopefully I'll be able to get back to y'all in my thoughts after I rewatch some of it. Um As a boyfriend, Jordan has always had the best intentions. He just takes after Billy Baker a little bit. Has he always had the best intentions? As a boyfriend, Jordan has always had the best intentions. When he was smashing Chanel and Ripley, and you know what? That's hilarious. I love the idea of it. I'm gonna think on it. Hey, all day, Jordala is the story moving on. They are the moments. I miss Wendy Williams so much. Do you think the Spencer Marys live this season? No. Like what? Jordan is a safe space for Layla because of them growing up together. No. That sounds good in theory, but no, babes. Season 3 was absolutely not the best. Season 3 was the beginning of the end. Once we got to Vegas, I should have took a goddamn hint and jumped off the ship. Because, slow decline from season 3, midway season 3 on. Ooh, Micah asked a very valid question. Is it Jordan the man she loves, or is the security that he provides? Given valid. Therese says as long as Olivia don't run into Ashley's arms in front of Spencer, I'll give her grace. Y'all know how I feel about her running and jumping into that white man's arms right across the Black Lives Matter mural. Y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Oh, Jordana's in love. Moving on. That's what you were saying. He's barely out of college and almost done his I can laugh now that Simone then blew up everything. Well, Simone and Jordan then blew up everything that was our precious little underage marriage. I used to stand at there going marriage so hard. Erica, why do you think that Spencer can't just be single for a while? Because he legit never has been. When we met him, he was single. Yeah, he was single. Um, I'm thinking about your question though. Maybe his superhero complex is what has kept him off the market. If John was one of the writers, the show would 100% be canceled. John, I fear you would just have the characters doing a bunch of stuff just for shock values and thrills. But y'all want to answer that? Alana asked, why do you think Spencer can't be single for a while? Yeah, he's been single a few times. But because people were also desiring him, it makes it feel like he was in relationships more than he actually was. Because even him getting with Alicia didn't feel disingenuous in the beginning. It felt natural. Like, move on. You and Olivia are not gonna. This is not gonna be a thing. Um. Yeah. Y'all had y'all's thoughts. Can Spencer and Layla spin the block? That ship has sailed for me. There was actually a point I think before season 4 where I was like they could, and I literally I think did some video or some live where I talked about all that it would take for that to actually happen. But now I'm of the camp of no. Asking for a friend. He was freshly single though. He had just broke up with Kia before he started dating Layla. I didn't feel like he had just broken up with Kia. I felt like they were broken up for a while, but that just is by perception because they never really defined the time period. I need them to do something with the voicemail that Billy left for Spencer. Child, that's gonna be the finish him for Jordan Baker. Spencer was fetishized for seasons 1 and 2. Ooh. Erica, you cannot say that you ride for Layla and to say that if she ever gets back with Spencer, you won't know her anymore. Wow. Erica, you never read any of my rough draft novellas. I write good, sensible drama. Not this my Olivia goofiness. I cannot. Feel like the security is a sense of when Jordan is focused on a girl, he's only about her and falls hard. A lot of girls want that, especially ones that have been hurt before. Um, yeah. I don't know, but once we start to get into the conversation around security, right? In reference to Jordan being security, it's also enters into the conversation for me of like, is this the one man who's also interested in you that Olivia can't sleep with? And I personally don't like to go there, but a lot of y'all be bringing it up often, so I don't think about the Jordan security thing. And then also, I think the note was before of like, oh, he's security because they grew up together. It's like she grew up with Olivia too, and Olivia betrayed her in the worst way and let her get into a relationship with a man who was still in love with her or was in love with her. So you can't really say because of how long they have known each other that he's security or safe. Because everybody, including Layla's dad, right, has not been a safe space for her. So I don't necessarily think that the character will go there in reference to thought process. All this Spencer and Layla talk in 2024 are actually crazy. So them spinning the block will probably actually make the CW lot on the WB blow up. The way Layla's fans like line is for me. I can't. I mean, if we're in this whole Narnia of like 90210 One Tree Hill, it's never completely off the table, but I would have a hard time writing it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I would have a hard time writing Bela 3.0, given all that we have right now. Um, but that's pretty much it, y'all. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about from the episode before I go ahead and get up out of here? I'm gonna try to give y'all both breakdowns for episode 4 and episode 5 tomorrow, but it will come Thursday at the latest. Because again, I got a flight tomorrow. Alana says IDK if it's a superhero complex because he can use that on anyone he's not dating. I think he fears being alone. Period. But I can't think of where that might have come from. His dad, maybe. I don't think that Spencer fears being alone. And that goes to the summer that he did develop this relationship with Olivia. He was doing that a lot for her. Um, and it became more for him. I don't think that Spencer has shown signs of he can't be alone romantically. He's always been like the apple of everybody's eye, the popular guy. Like he has a very healthy relationship with a female best friend, and though she's gay, so there's that barrier. But like, there are no makings, I don't think, for him to struggle with being alone the same way that Jordan would. He has a healthy maternal relationship. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think if anything, his dad being absent is playing out now in his unwillingness to let men leave his life. Because Jordan needs to go. Jordan got to go. They are not brothers. They're not friends. When Dylan said that, I was like, they are not brothers, bro. You and Spencer are brothers. Spencer and Jordan are not brothers. And the quicker that he realizes that, the quicker he can get out of this part of the Baker hell. Very disappointing in the episode. I just know this episode would be a roller coaster, but it was stale. Ciao. I don't believe, Nancy, that Layla can't stand him. And they've been showing that particular part, or that in various ways, which has annoyed me because I wish we would have gotten to see her process to getting to be able to tolerate Spencer or even really look at him as a friend. But Layla, as we see her from season episode 4 and 5, she don't dislike that man. She don't have no problems with Spencer. They are actually friends. And that's from what the writers have given us. I don't think that it should be the case. I don't believe us to have seen enough for it to feel true, but that is something that I think the writers have been pushing. If Ashley was gay, that would change things. Or non-binary, yeah. Yep. IDK, he got some pretty serious abandonment issues that make me think otherwise. Yeah, he's working through them, but it's not fully resolved yet. Yeah, but abandonment issues don't always manifest the same way. He has had very strong female figures, so his abandonment issues are a little less likely to manifest in a desire for female companionship, um, and come out in other ways. You get what I'm saying? No, I agree with Erica for once. Layla and Liv are not friends. Um, well, y'all off to Corey's cursed cabin next week. Let the chips fall where they may. I cannot. Now I hope Ashley gets we can give Liv a break. Excuse me. I only got on Olivia's ass last week. Episodes 1 through 3. I've been cool. I've been chilling. Chilling. And no, she don't get no breaks because she didn't get nobody else no breaks. She ain't let up on anybody last season. Season before last. Olivia has not let up since season 3. So no, Ashley don't need to be gay. Because she need some roosters need to come home. Chickens need to come home to roost. That's what the saying is. Hey Elizabeth, welcome in, boo. Welcome. You're new, but it's all good. Hopefully you weren't scared off by some of the comments tonight. It's all love. We appreciate you being here and just feel free to jump in whenever. However, here if you saw the previews for next week, right? No, I didn't. Because I watch it on the CW now, they don't play the previews, and then I have to go to YouTube to watch the preview. And the reason why I haven't done any preview videos, y'all, is because I don't like putting up other people's watermark. And TV promos be having this big old watermark, and I'm like, I can't pull photos or nothing from there, so I'm over it. I need to email my contact at the CW and see if she can give me some stuff to use so I can do a better job. But yeah, I haven't watched the preview yet. Go and follow me on Instagram. I will watch the preview and I'll put it up on there. My thoughts, my predictions, I'll put it up on there. And I'll put it on Instagram and I'll put it in Discord. So like go follow me on Instagram or Discord. Also, if y'all care, I am activating my personal YouTube channel, which is just Erica Vane. So if y'all want to kiki and kick it with me throughout the day or randomly and keep up with me, you can go ahead and follow me on YouTube at Erica Vane. I'm going to be going live, I think, every single day in May on my personal channel, which we'll be talking about a bunch of stuff. Maybe a little bit of like some of the stuff I'm watching, but mostly like personal things, what I'm feeling, where I'm at, what I'm going through, whatever. So if y'all want to keep up with your good sis and stay connected, you can go ahead and subscribe to that channel because May 1st is in a couple minutes. And I'm going to be, again, going live at least once a day over there, and then posting new vlogs and stuff like that. I also in May am opening up my, like, I haven't come up with a full name for it, but my writers meetup community thing so that I can start to read some of you guys' work and give y'all feedback on some of y'all screenwriting that y'all are doing. I also want to start doing like an open gym for actors virtually. So some people who have told me that they're interested in acting, opening up a space for y'all to come in and us to do a little bit of scene work, some like audition prep stuff for people who are like wondering how to jump in. It's so easy to jump in right now, specifically with various websites, and so many people wanting self-tapes and stuff like that. So the month of May, I'm rolling out all of that stuff, and it's going to be like mostly on my personal platform. So you also might want to go ahead and subscribe so that you can keep up with the announcement of like when the writers group is going to be meeting, when the actors open gym is going to be, and a couple of other things for people who have those particular interests. I think that's pretty much it. Keep Ashley straight so Olivia can be held accountable, period. I hope Spencer actually has a truthful conversation with Olivia at the cabin. Lord, we're begging. We're begging for Spencer to just be truthful. Tell a girl how you feel, regardless of if she decides to leave you or not, because you're living a lie. Your relationship is a lie if you gotta withhold so much just to be in it. Like, come on. Ugh. But yeah. Oh, and also follow me on TikTok at ericavane.com on TikTok too, y'all. I know they're just trying to ban it, but your girl is posting content over there as well. So it's been great. Love you guys. Mean it. May will be a lot more content. Members, I also owe y'all April dedicated members only live, even though y'all got members only reactions every single week this month. But we're gonna do a double time for May because I didn't wind up getting in a dedicated April members only live. So we're gonna do 2 in May. I got y'all. And shout out to all the new members that joined. Shout out to all the members who have been here. Y'all some real ones. I appreciate you. If you want to join the membership and support the channel in that way, it's next to the subscribe button. But sometimes on iPhones, it don't show up. So you might need to go to your phone. Go to your computer, and then you'll see it. It'll be a join button next to the subscribe button with all the details. Bare minimum, y'all need to be in the Discord, okay? Bare minimum. Hit that like button. Shout out to all of my moderators. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Shanoa. Thank you, Dominic. Love you guys. Mean it. Love all you guys. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Good night.